I was told that these 7 churches are not 7 literal churches, but they are 7 church ages. And so I did some research on the internet, and you will excuse me if these things are not so accurate in their calculation, but I kind of did it in a hurry. Anyway, according to the theologians, the modern theologians, Ephesus represents a church age which began in 53 and ended in 170. Now, this first column here represents one interpretation, and this second column represents another interpretation. So I got one interpretation from a certain denomination, and I got the other interpretation from another denomination, just to show you how they don't agree in these time periods. Because when you really check it out, there is no way you can actually pinpoint and say, oh, this was from there to then. It's just speculation. This is an exercise, you see here, this is an exercise in speculation, because there is the Bible was not used to come up with this. This was man going into history and trying to pick out dates which seem to match. And all these dates are not near to when the book of Revelation was written. They are far off. But anyway, so we have in the first Ephesus being from 53 to 170, but in this other one it says it's from 31 to 100. So which one is right? Then we have Smyrna in this one being 170 to 312, which is a period of 142 years. In the second one, we have it from 100 to 313, which is 213 years. Big difference. And so on and so forth. So we have all of these dates that people came up. I don't know how they how they came up with these dates, because every denomination has different dates. Those who believe in this church ages business. Okay. So we have Philadelphia, for example, being from 1750 to 1906, which is a period of 156 years. And this other one is 1798 to 1844, which is 46 years. Big difference. Okay? So the point is that when we go back to the Revelation and we look at what the instructions were, in verse 1 it says, these things were given to the bondservants or the slaves or the prophets of Jesus to show them things which would happen shortly. Now, is 1906 shortly? Is 1844 shortly? No. Then in verse 3 it says that the time was near. Again, is 1906 near? Is 1844 near? No. This one is 1,906 years later. This one is 1,844 years later. Is no way that is near. All right. Now we have Revelation 1:19 to show them things which were about to take place. Again, 1,906 years later is not about. That is far off from what was written in the book of Revelation. So I used to believe, because that was what was given to me, right? When I came into the organization and we did studies on the book of Revelation, this was what was presented. So I did not know any better. So I believed it and I taught it to other people, right? But now I've scrapped that, because according to the instructions of the book, this doesn't make any sense. It's actually it's contrary to what the instructions of the book gave.